What's up, Wrestlingverse family? Welcome back to the channel, and if you just clicked on this video, you are about to dive into one of the most explosive, most controversial, and most absolutely shocking stories to come out of WWE in recent memory. I'm talking about Roman Reigns, the tribal chief himself, exposing WWE secrets after his devastating loss at Crown Jewel. This story has the entire wrestling world talking, and we're going to break down every single detail right here, right now. Before we get into this bombshell, make sure you smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that notification bell because here at Wrestlingverse CC, we bring you all the biggest wrestling news and controversies. And family, drop a comment below telling me what you think about Roman's revelations. Are you shocked? Did you already suspect some of this? Let's dive deep into this incredible story. Family, let me set the stage because understanding what happened at Crown Jewel is crucial to understanding why Roman Reigns decided to break his silence and expose what's been happening behind the scenes in WWE. Crown Jewel is one of WWE's biggest international premium live events, held in Saudi Arabia, featuring some of the most high-profile matches of the year. The stakes are always high, the spectacle is always massive, and the outcomes often shape WWE programming for months to come. Roman Reigns went into Crown Jewel as the tribal chief, the head of the table, one of the most dominant champions in WWE history. His reign at the top has been legendary, spanning over 3 years, breaking records, main eventing WrestleManias, and establishing himself as the face of WWE. Roman has carried the company on his back, and everyone knows it. His presence, his matches, his storylines have been the centerpiece of WWE programming for years. But at Crown Jewel, something unexpected happened, family. Roman Reigns lost. After years of dominance, after countless victories, after defeating everyone who stepped up to challenge him, Roman finally fell. The loss was shocking, the crowd was stunned, and the wrestling world immediately started speculating about what this meant for Roman's character, for the bloodline, and for WWE's future direction. Nobody expected the tribal chief to lose, especially not at Crown Jewel. The aftermath of that loss was what really caught everyone's attention, family. Instead of taking the loss quietly, instead of disappearing for a while to regroup and plan his comeback, Roman Reigns did something completely unexpected. He started talking. And not just cutting promos in character, but speaking candidly about WWE, about the politics behind the scenes, about decisions that were made regarding his loss, and about things that WWE typically keeps very private. In a series of interviews and social media posts, Roman began revealing information that pulled back the curtain on how WWE operates, family. He talked about how his loss at Crown Jewel wasn't a creative decision made to enhance storytelling or to create new opportunities. According to Roman, it was a political move, a decision made by WWE management to shift focus, to bring in new storylines, and to potentially diminish the bloodline's dominance because certain people backstage felt it had run its course. Roman didn't hold back, family. He spoke about meetings where his input wasn't valued, where decisions about his character were made without consulting him despite his years of experience and his proven track record of drawing money for the company. He talked about how WWE sometimes prioritizes short-term shock value over long-term storytelling, how they make changes just to make changes rather than letting stories develop naturally and reach their proper conclusion. One of the most shocking revelations Roman made was about the backstage dynamics regarding who gets pushed and who doesn't, family. He spoke about favoritism, about how certain superstars have management's ear while others, despite working just as hard and being just as talented, get overlooked. Roman suggested that politics and personal relationships often matter more than in-ring ability or crowd connection when it comes to who gets opportunities in WWE. Roman also exposed details about the creative process in WWE, family. He talked about how storylines are often changed at the last minute, sometimes just hours before a show, leaving wrestlers scrambling to adjust. He mentioned how writers pitch ideas that make sense for characters, only to have those ideas rejected in favor of whatever Vince McMahon or now Triple H wants to do, regardless of whether it serves the story or the performers involved. The tribal chief didn't stop there, family. He revealed information about WWE's relationship with Saudi Arabia and how those Crown Jewel shows impact booking decisions. According to Roman, WWE sometimes makes creative choices specifically to please international markets or sponsors, even if those choices don't make sense for the ongoing storylines or character development. His loss at Crown Jewel, he suggested, might have been influenced by these external factors rather than pure creative storytelling. Roman spoke candidly about the pressure WWE superstars face: family. The grueling schedule, the constant travel, the physical toll, the mental exhaustion, all while being expected to perform at the highest level every single night. He talked about how WWE expects total commitment from its performers but doesn't always provide the same level of support or consideration in return. It was a rare glimpse into the reality of being a WWE superstar that fans don't usually get to see. One particularly interesting revelation concerned the Bloodline storyline itself: family. Roman explained that many of the best moments in that storyline came from the performers themselves, from Roman, Jay, Jimmy, Solo, and Paul Heyman working together to create compelling television. He suggested that when creative was left to the wrestlers who understand their characters best, the product improved dramatically. But he also hinted that WWE management sometimes tried to interfere with that chemistry, trying to insert their own ideas that didn't always work. Roman also addressed the topic of WWE contracts and how the company handles its top stars' family. He talked about negotiations, about how WWE sometimes uses creative booking as leverage in contract discussions, threatening to cool off someone's push if they don't agree to certain terms. While Roman didn't get into specific numbers or details that would violate confidentiality agreements, he painted a picture of a company that uses its power over performers' careers as a negotiating tactic. The wrestling community's reaction to Roman's revelations has been absolutely explosive: family. Current WWE superstars have been mostly silent publicly, probably because they're still under contract and can't afford to speak out. But former WWE wrestlers have been flooding social media with their own stories, confirming much of what Roman said, adding their own experiences with backstage politics and questionable creative decisions. It's become a moment where the wrestling industry is having a real conversation about how WWE operates. Fans have been divided in their reactions: family. Some appreciate Roman's honesty, seeing it as a powerful figure in WWE finally speaking truth about issues that have frustrated fans for years. Others worry that Roman is burning bridges, potentially damaging his relationship with WWE in ways that could affect his future in the company. And some fans question whether this is all a work, an elaborate storyline designed to blur the lines between reality and fiction even further. WWE's official response has been measured and careful: family. They released a statement acknowledging Roman's comments but not directly addressing the specific allegations he made. The statement emphasized WWE's commitment to its performers, to creating the best possible product for fans, and to maintaining a collaborative creative environment. Reading between the lines, it seems WWE is trying not to escalate this situation while also not validating everything Roman said. The implications of Roman's revelations are massive for WWE, family. This isn't just gossip or rumors, this is one of the company's biggest stars, someone who has been the face of WWE for years, speaking openly about problems within the organization. It puts pressure on WWE to address these issues, to be more transparent about their creative process, and to treat their performers with more respect and consideration. Whether WWE actually makes changes remains to be seen, but the spotlight is definitely on them now. For Roman Reigns personally, this could go several different directions: family. If this is a legitimate shoot, if Roman is genuinely frustrated and speaking his truth, then his relationship with WWE could be damaged. We might see him take time off, we might see him explore opportunities outside WWE, or we might see WWE work to repair the relationship by giving Roman more creative control and addressing his concerns. The tribal chief has leverage because of his star power, and WWE knows losing him would be a significant blow. There's also the possibility that this is all an elaborate work: family. WWE has a history of using real-life tensions and controversies to fuel storylines. Could Roman's loss at Crown Jewel and his subsequent revelations be part of a larger story? Could this be setting up a massive angle where Roman goes against WWE management, creating a rebellious character who fights the system? In modern wrestling, The lines between reality and storyline are so blurred that it's often impossible to know what's real and what's performance. The timing of these revelations is interesting, family. Coming right after Crown Jewel, during a period when WWE is transitioning under Triple H's creative leadership, when the company is dealing with increased competition from other promotions, Roman's comments hit at a sensitive time. Whether intentional or not, he's forcing conversations about WWE's practices at a moment when the company is already under scrutiny from multiple directions. Other WWE superstars are undoubtedly watching this situation closely, family. If Roman can speak out about these issues without severe consequences, it might embolden others to share their own experiences and frustrations. That could lead to real change within WWE, pushing the company to treat talent better, to be more collaborative in the creative process, and to make decisions based on what's best for the product rather than politics or short-term thinking. The impact on the Bloodline storyline is another major question, family. This faction has been WWE's most successful angle in years, generating incredible fan investment and producing some of the best wrestling television in recent memory. If Roman's revelations are legitimate and his relationship with WWE is strained, how does that affect the future of the Bloodline? Do they continue the story without him? Do they rush to a conclusion? Or do they find a way to use this real-life tension to fuel even more compelling storytelling? From a business perspective, Roman's star power gives him a unique position, family. He's not just another wrestler who can be easily replaced. Roman draws money. He moves merchandise, he generates social media engagement, and he's proven he can carry WWE as its top star. That gives him leverage that most wrestlers don't have. WWE has to take his concerns seriously because losing Roman Reigns would be a massive blow to their business, and he knows it. The Saudi Arabia element of Roman's revelations has sparked particular interest, family. WWE's relationship with Saudi Arabia has been controversial among fans and performers since it began. Roman suggesting that booking decisions for Crown Jewel are influenced by factors beyond pure creative storytelling confirms suspicions many fans have had for years. It raises questions about artistic integrity versus business interests, and whether WWE sometimes compromises its product to satisfy international partners. Looking at the bigger picture, Roman's willingness to speak out represents a shift in how WWE superstars approach their relationship with the company, family. In the past, wrestlers generally kept their frustrations private, either out of loyalty or fear of consequences. But in today's social media age, with more wrestling options available and fans hungry for transparency, superstars have more power and more platforms to share their perspectives. Roman might be pioneering a new era where WWE talent is more vocal about wanting change. The wrestling media has been covering this story extensively, family. Every major wrestling news outlet has reported on Roman's comments, analyzed their implications, and sought reactions from industry insiders. This story has transcended WWE's usual news cycle and become a broader conversation about how wrestling companies treat their performers, how creative decisions are made, and what fans should expect in terms of transparency from the companies they support. For fans who have followed Roman's entire career, from his Shield days through his evolution into the tribal chief, these revelations add context to his journey, family. We've watched Roman grow from a member of a faction to the undisputed face of WWE. We've seen his character develop, his mic skills improve, and his ability to tell stories in the ring reach elite levels. Hearing him speak candidly about the challenges and frustrations he's faced behind the scenes makes his success even more impressive. The question of what happens next is fascinating, family. Does Roman return to WWE television with renewed purpose, armed with the leverage his revelations have given him? Does WWE address his concerns and give him more creative input moving forward? Do we see the tribal chief evolve again, this time into a character who challenges WWE itself? Or do tensions escalate to the point where Roman explores other options, potentially changing the wrestling landscape entirely? Wrestling vs. Family. Roman Reigns exposing WWE secrets after his Crown Jewel loss is one of the most significant wrestling stories of the year. Whether it's a shoot, a work, or something in between, it's generated massive discussion, forced important conversations about how WWE operates, and potentially set the stage for major changes both in Roman's character and in WWE as a company. This is the kind of story that could shape wrestling for years to come. What do you think about Roman's revelations, family? Do you believe everything he said? Do you think this is all part of a storyline? Should WWE make changes based on his criticisms? What would you like to see happen next with Roman Reigns? Drop all your thoughts, opinions, and predictions in the comments. Let's have a real discussion about this incredible situation. If this deep dive into Roman's WWE revelations gave you a new perspective on the situation, show some love by absolutely destroying that like button. Subscribe to Wrestling vs. CC for more in-depth analysis of the biggest wrestling stories. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our coverage. We're building the best wrestling community on YouTube, and I want you to be part of it. Share this video with every wrestling fan you know. This is a story everyone needs to understand. Follow Wrestling vs. CC on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok for updates as this situation develops. We'll be covering every new detail, every response, and every development in this ongoing story. Thank you for watching, Wrestling vs. Family. Your support means everything, and I love that we can have these meaningful conversations about wrestling together. I'll catch you in the next video where we'll continue following this story and breaking down everything happening in the wrestling world. Until then, keep acknowledging the truth, keep questioning what you see, and remember that sometimes the most interesting stories happen outside the ring. Peace out, family.